The Crown has been divisive since it moved beyond the post-war period in the 1960s and 1970s, and the upcoming 6th season will only exacerbate the problem. The Crown, Netflix's epic show about the British royal family, is experiencing a problem that will worsen in Season 6. Since the first season, this investigation into the British House of Windsor has been hugely popular. The first few seasons were centered on historical events involving a young Queen Elizabeth. Princess Margaret's doomed relationship with Townsend in the early 1950s was the most contentious drama. Because these events occurred more than 60 years ago, they seemed less obscene than Charles and Diana's exploration. However, beginning with Season 4, The Crown abandoned the post-war period. The Crown faced backlash after it began depicting more modern storylines. This criticism really took off when Season 5 debuted, and the upcoming Season 6 appears poised to amplify it. The revelations about how the royal family treated Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have exacerbated the problem to the point where it will nearly be impossible to resolve in Season 6. Exploring the real lives of the royals in the late 20th century and early 21st centuries were always going to be risky. The continuing fascination with the royals makes it extremely difficult to tell these stories without facing backlash from both royal supporters and detractors. Let's see how Season 5 of The Crown dealt with a modern-day issue. The Crown's 5th season marked a shift from past history to current events. It covered the aftermath of the Windsor fire as well as the highlights, or should I say lowlights, of the rest of the royals' calamitous year. However, in the light of recent events, it was difficult to feel sorry for some. The Crown Season 4 established Prince Andrew as the Queen's favourite. The Season 5 reinforced this notion. However, the modern-day scandals involving Prince Andrew make many of the characters' decisions in Season 4 and 5 extremely uncomfortable to watch. However, given the Queen's passing, it seems impolite to criticise this choice. All other tragedies and joys, however, are overshadowed by the drama involving Prince Charles, Camilla Parker Bowles, and Princess Diana. Because of the decision to have art imitate life, the show feels less like a historical drama and more like a celebrity news special about Wales's marriage. Given the ongoing public interest in her life and death around the world, this choice was unsurprising. The divorce of Charles and Diana, as well as the introduction of the controversial Al Fayed family, were among the hot-button topics introduced that season. The inclusion of these events felt too current, transforming The Crown into modern-day tabloid television and necessitating a disclaimer on The Crown Season 5. Is real life making The Crown Season 6's story worse? The Crown Season 6's storyline will focus on the final couple of years of Diana Spencer's life. It will investigate the press's treatment of her and its role in her death in the Paris tunnel. They will also investigate the consequences of her loss of royal protection and, finally, her death. The events depicted in the show shape the boys' adolescent years, demonstrating how the paparazzi's respectful interest in their youth devolved into a prurient and nasty intrusion. This means that The Crown's Season 6 story must do the difficult work of telling the truth in a sympathetic way without simply exploiting the audience's trauma for entertainment. This is especially important in light of Prince Harry's recent revelations about the impact of royal pressure on individuals within the royal system, a theme that The Crown has explored since its inception. On the one hand, the show has never shied away from the gory details of the scandals it's covered, which is one of the reasons it's so popular. On the other hand, they must avoid becoming just another piece of media exploiting Diana's death in The Crown Season 5. They must definitely prepare for the fact that, regardless of how they portray these events, a large number of people will be vocally upset about them. Now let's talk about why The Crown should have ended after Season 4. The Crown was at its best when it delves into the royal family's past misdeeds and drama, but it's become difficult to watch as it covers events that are still in the news. There is also the issue of how to tell a new story. Every year, some dramatic film or tell-all documentary explores Princess Diana's fascinating life and tragic death. The Crown will have difficulty coming up with a new angle or new information to share. Season 4 of The Crown depicted a monarchy grappling with late 20th century socio-political changes, such as Diana's divorce and Margaret Thatcher's election. In retrospect, this would have been a good place to wrap up the series. But as the saying goes, hindsight is 20/20. The real question now is how the show will progress through its final season. It has a lot of sensitive and still relevant topics to cover, and Harry's revelations on Oprah, his docuseries, and his new book Spare will make it difficult. There's also the fact that the main character, Queen Elizabeth II, died on September 8, 2022, making the show's continuation difficult. The best thing the Crown's showrunners can do is recognize that there will always be a backlash to what they choose to show and tell the most truthful story they believe they can tell. Remember, the show is a work of fiction. There are things made up in it to keep viewers interested. For example, in Season 5, Episode 9, Couple 31. Did Princess Diana request a £35 million divorce settlement, Kensington Palace, and St. James's Palace office? And did John Major act as a middleman? Princess Diana's divorce settlement was never made public, but it's widely assumed to be around £17 million, plus around £400,000 a year to cover staffing costs for her private office. The episode centered on the divorce negotiations portrays the Prime Minister not only as an active go-between, but also as one of the few public figures who had friendly relations with both camps. It also shows him attempting to persuade Prince Charles to give his ex-wife a large settlement as he can, because that speaks to a generosity of spirit that you possess, and reminding Diana that a condition of this divorce settlement must be that things be kept private and dignified, and that she does not badmouth the monarchy in the future. The eventual settlement between Charles and Diana was one of the largest in British legal history at the time, and it was widely rumoured to include a clause stating that if she remarried, she would lose Kensington Palace, her ongoing payments, and the title of Princess of Wales. However, there is no concrete evidence that Diana initially requested a sum nearly double what she eventually received, so it must be regarded as dramatic license, along with Major's interventionist role in the divorce negotiations. We're not claiming that the entire show is false. For example, the episode 8, Gunpowder, the BBC's chairman, Marmaduke Hussey, clashed with its Director General John Birt over a Panorama interview, or Prince Charles confessing to adultery in an interview with Jonathan Dimbleby in episode 5, The Way Ahead, and other scenes and incidents were true. However, as it has delved into more recent and controversial events within the royal family, The Crown has faced increasing criticism, as some of what the show delivers is believed to be false. And what is the source of this? Season 6 will focus on Princess Diana's final years, and it will be a significant challenge for the show's creators. With Prince Harry's revelations about the royal system and the public's continued fascination with the monarchy, it is critical for the Crown to tell the truth while avoiding exploitation. While some argue that the series should have ended after Season 4, the show's trajectory has led it to this point, where a delicate balance between historical accuracy and the respect for the individuals involved must be struck. Finally, the Crown's showrunners must brace themselves for the inevitable backlash and strive to tell the most honest and compassionate story possible. Well, that's it for now. Make sure that you like our video. Please share your views and opinions in the comment section with us. Subscribe to the channel to get updated regularly with the latest news and reviews and upcoming movies from us. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you at the next one.